Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kimberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Some crime stories focus on the whodunit aspect of the story. Some of them are locked room mysteries, some of them are those impossible crimes. All of them invite the reader to match wits against the author and see if the reader can figure out what happened. Let's look at a story like that today and turn the spotlight on Bireswar's Chakraboty's The Final Stroke. Famous artist Edward Sterling has been brutally murdered in his own private studio. Detective Sebastian Graves begins the investigation, starting with the scene of the crime. It seems that the victim was painting when he was interrupted and then killed. Nothing has apparently been stolen, so it's not a robbery gone bad. And it's not a heat-of-the-moment sort of murder either, because this murder is pre-planned. The door and windows were locked, so this is also a locked room sort of mystery. It's not long before Graves learns that more than one person might have wanted Sterling dead. For a start, there's his widow, Isabel. She doesn't bother to hide the fact that the marriage was not a happy one and her husband was not faithful. And she has a financial motive as well. There's also fellow artist Graham Lockwood, who was Sterling's strongest competition until Sterling ruined his career. And there's Sterling's dealer, Victor Harrington. Sterling had recently backed out of an important deal with him, and Harrington stands to lose a lot of money. Eleanor Foster is one of Sterling's former students, also a sort of muse to him, who'd become obsessed with him. It's easy enough for obsession to turn dark. There are other possibilities, too. In fact, the deeper the detective digs, the more motives, both personal and professional, he finds. Graves is faced with several questions. Who is the murderer? Which of the many motives is the reason for the murder? And how did the murderer get in and out of the studio? In the end, we learn that psychology is as much a part of this case as is anything else. So what are the elements in this story? What keeps it going? Well, in many ways, this is a whodunit. Readers are provided with the murder scene, the suspects, the evidence, and the motives as Graves gets information. The author invites the reader to solve the puzzle. At the same time, though, the story does have elements of psychology. Many of the suspects' motives are psychological rather than, say, financial. And the dead man's psychology figures into the plot, too. He's a man that no one will really miss. And we learn how he interacted with the various people in his world. The story is told from Graves' point of view, third person, past tense. So we learn things as he does, but in the spirit of the traditional classic detective novel, we learn almost nothing about Graves. The emphasis is really on the suspect, the victims, and the logistics of the crime. There's also an element of art and the art world in the story. There's the work itself, the business side of art, and more. Paintings have their own histories and stories to tell too, and that also plays a role. The plot has twists and turns and unexpected surprises. So readers are invited to put the pieces of the puzzle together and are encouraged to pay close attention to the details of the story. We do learn who the killer is and what the motive is, but the story raises questions about justice, about what is right or wrong, and other philosophical issues. It's not a clear-cut case, and there are some larger themes talked about. The Final Stroke is a locked room mystery with a psychological angle. It features a look at the art world, a murder with a solid set of likely suspects and motives, and a detective who's as much a thinker as he is a doer. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kimberg. Thanks for watching.